is God to you? Part 3 of 3.
We're not perfect and we won't always get it right. We will fall, we will falter, we will make mistakes and so forth. But we have to do our best to serve God in spirit and in truth. To serve God in the way that He wants us to serve Him. Not give Him what we want or serve Him the way that we think He should be served, but in the way that He's telling us to serve Him. Because a lot of the times our persons serve God with their version of serving God, their way or how they think that God should be served. But I want to encourage someone that, the God that we serve will stand and He will avenge and revenge on our behalf, because the word of God reminds us that vengeance belongs to God. Glory be to God in the highest. I think it was last week or the week before I spoke about Jezebel. Glory be to God in the highest. And Jezebel team up, or she plotted against Naboth and caused Naboth's demise, because her husband Ahab saw Naboth's vineyard and was envious and jealous of it, and was covetous and jealous and envious, and they decided that they wanted it. Glory be to God. But we see what happened to Jezebel. She had an even worse demise outcome than what Naboth had. Glory be to God in the highest. And we look at Athaliah, which is Jezebel's daughter. Athaliah is Jezebel's daughter. If you think Jez was wicked, Athaliah, she was probably 100 times. Athaliah, if you think Jez was wicked, Athaliah, she ordered all of her family, their children, everybody to be taken out so she could continue reign and she could stay in here, as in stay in the position to reign. Because she was married to one of the king of Judah. And so she had power, she had influence. And when she realized that, she was probably could be removed from her throne or from position, she ordered to take out persons, even her siblings. But God had a plan. Glory be to God. God says, all right, you are planning, but I have a greater plan. And we see that her offspring, Joash, was hidden by a relative. Glory be to God in the highest. And glory be to God in the highest. They overthrew her, and her death was, my God, her death was a terrible one. Glory be to God. So we see that is a generational curse. Glory be to God, from Jez to Athaliah. Glory be to God in the highest. If we look at Cain and Abel, glory be to God, we know that Cain unalived Abel, because Abel made a good sacrifice unto the Lord. Glory be to God in the highest. You see, we must understand that when individuals are doing what the Lord wants them to do and try to serve God good, people will be jealous, because Abel did not do anything to Cain, because they both had the same chance of making a good sacrifice, or even he could have done even better than Abel, because he had more than Abel really had, material wise, but he, yes, glory be to God. And we see that he took out Abel, but we see that his family became vagabonds. Glory be to God. So we have to remember that we have to serve God in spirit and in truth, and we can't allow self to take over, else we are going to be disobedient. If we look at Gehazi in 2 Kings verse 5, we see that Gehazi went against the prophet, the man of God, and he went and changed the story up. And we see that Naaman's leprosy stuck to him. And we see that his generation was cursed. Glory be to God in the highest. We have to understand that persons, the heart of mankind have become desperately wicked. If we look at the story with the two mothers and the baby in 1 Kings 3, verse 16 to about 27, we see that this mother, glory be to God in the highest, Solomon used wisdom to identify who the true mother was. Yes. And when the two mothers were saying, "This is my son," nobody was saying, "The child that passed is my son." So Solomon says, "Okay, and we'll put the son, let's get something to cut them in two." And the true mother says, "It's all right, I can't do it. Let her take the child." And the one that wasn't the true mother says, "Cut it. Let me get my half." Mighty God. And that's how Solomon identified who the true mother was, because the true mother could not go through to see that the child would pass from cutting the child in two. And the true mother says, "I would prefer to lose the child alive than to gain a body that will die." And that's how the heart of mankind is in these days and times. People will prefer to see you pass and all the rest. See someone pass. Because they're so evil. They don't have no feelings, no emotion, no sense of their no conviction is taking place, but they're not convicted. Their conscience is here. Because they are calling right wrong and wrong right. They're so used to that evil and wicked behavior. To them, it's good. To them, it's all right. Glory be to God in the highest. How could someone be so wicked and evil? But because Solomon had wisdom, Solomon allowed the Spirit of God to lead him. That's why we have to let the Lord be our leading command, because without the wisdom of God, there's no way Solomon could have told who the true mother was. Glory be to God in the highest. We look at the story, glory be to God in the highest, where with Joshua, and the accursed thing was brought back to the camp. We see this is another story of greed, material things. We see that Achan brought back the things that the Lord had said, "Do not take anything." He brought it back to the camp, and it caused problem in the camp. Glory be to God. As I say that, this come to my spirit. People of God, sometimes we are innocent, sometimes we're in a household, sometimes we're in a family. We live in a life trying to please God and that, but we have some wicked, evil family, hobby working family, God in a covenant, altar, all kind of something. Sometimes we have a household, especially if the husband or the wife not save and so forth. Glory be to God, and they go carry all kind of punkus and pampers drive in the house. Glory be to God in the highest. It would be like you have animals that live in your yard, like a dog or whatever, and they go and find the rat or the dead meat, carry it into your yard, into your household. Glory be to God. Sometimes you're innocent, but your family, your friend, glory be to God, will cause problem, and you. Here it is, Achan would have team up and trouble what God says, leave alone. And we see that there was enemy in the camp. Glory be to God. God called Joshua and says, "What is it? There is something that is a curse in the camp." And Joshua says, "But I know of nothing." And he says, "Go and do research, go and check." Hey, and when he went to check, he realized that Achan had took back all kind of things from the enemy's camp. Glory be to God in the highest. We have to be careful. Glory be to God in the highest. Sometimes Jonah come on our ship. Sometimes we have some Jonah, some Saul, some focus from Pancras, crosses. And God is saying, God is doing everything to cause us to move away from them. But without them, God is saying, leave that friendship. Move away. I need to take you to another level, to higher heights and deeper depths. But every time I pull you away, you keep running and hugging up like a vice grip. Glory be to God in the highest. God hear what they are saying. God hear the conversation, the wickedness, the plan. God knows the intent of their hearts. And God is saying, my daughter, my son, move away. He do so much things, and now God move you. You run gone back. God move you. You run gone back, and God is saying, my daughter, my son, you need to move away. I cannot take you to the next level until you move away, because if you go with them, they're going to tear you down. Glory be to God. If we look at the story with Jonah, Jonah was disobedient and went into the ship. And Jonah caused the people them to go to warfare, water raging, and one bag of something want to mash up the ship. And when they were eliminating what could cause it, they realized that there's one common denominator. And they throw Jonah off the ship, and as soon as they throw him off, everything calm. Sometimes we have some crosses in our life, and God is saying, move away. Sometimes we're doing some things, glory be to God, and God is saying, move away, stop that, move away from that person. But we blinded, or we too friendly, or we too forgiving. And I'm not saying not to forgive, you know. We need to forgive, because unforgiveness is a sin. But love is a must, and relationship is a choice. There are some persons we have to love them from afar. There are some persons we have to feed them with a very long spoon. Glory be to God in the highest. It don't matter what you say. It don't matter what you do. You show them love. You, no matter what you do, it's never good enough. The more you show them love and help and that, the more they try to tear you down. Glory be to God. We have to understand, glory be to God, that when God is doing a thing, that we be obedient. Because God could be moving us away so that Jonah don't come and wreck our ship as we are traveling. Get us into difficulties and we can't swim without a lifeboat. Glory be to God, and a life jacket or whatever it may be. And God is saying, move away from that thing. Glory be to God in the highest. But when we know the God that we serve, when we learn to allow Him to be our lead in command, when we trust Him, when we listen to His voice, glory be to God, we see a shift, a change. Because God might be telling us to move away. Glory be to God and all the rest. But we are still staying around. Glory be to God in the highest. So let us understand that we ought to know the God that we serve. Glory be to God in the highest, and understand that the Sambalat and Tobiah spirit, glory be to God, is about. So much spirit is about. The Gehazi spirit, the Jezebel spirit, the Athaliah spirit. Glory be to God in the highest. And this spirit can affect male or female. Glory be to God in the highest. Jezebel spirit, it's a spirit. Anyone that is available, it will affect. Glory be to God in the highest. So let us know the God that we serve, that is a provider, that is a healer, that is a deliverer, that is our rock, that is our refuge, that is our hiding place, that is our all in all. Glory be to God in the highest. He is our everything. Glory be to God in the highest. But obedience is very important, because we see everywhere in the Bible story that disobedience equal curse. Disobedience equal a lot of bad things happening. Glory be to God in the highest. And God wants to move us out of disobedience into obedience. God wants to move us out of the crowd, away from those friendships, away from those people, so that He can shift us, work on us, do what He wants. But in order for Him to do that thing, we have to be obedient, so that He can bring us to the place that He wants us. Glory be to God. So God bless you, and I hope that this encourage you. Glory be to God in the highest. That when Sambalat and Tobias come, when they come to distract you, to do what they're doing, glory be to God, to plot and plan, glory be to God, to have all these meetings and discussion and all the rest, glory be to God in the highest, that you don't allow, glory be to God, them to distract you, cause you to lose focus, but you continue to trust God and know the God that you serve. Glory be to God, because He will surely be there with you, with us, to the end. Glory be to God.